And what's going on, guys? Kale here, coming at you with another video. This one is going to be a part 2 to my first impressions in the Doom 3 raids. So for those of you that are new to the channel, once again, I am an endgame player. 3 accounts, all in the endgame in various stages, and we are currently on my baby account, Balerion, formerly known as Mini Call. And the first part of this video was basically on the first 2 sections of Doom 3 for my particular character. So we went through skill and bio, definitely some kind of learning curves, and definitely some learning curve obstacles that'll definitely be kind of overcome once I get a little bit more familiar with these raids. But there's always definitely a little bit of a learning curve, rather, when you're first starting out a new raid. And there were definitely, obviously, some misplays, and whatnot. But if you haven't already checked out that video, I would highly encourage it just to, just kind of take a look and see what's happening. So currently, my alliance in my particular section, we are in the tech section, and we have opted to basically do a single file tech. And basically, the kind of thought behind that is the Bionic Avengers are not fully out yet. I think once the Bionic Avengers are fully into the game, built up, etc., I think the tech section will become a lot easier. However, until then, we are single filing through tech. So you can kind of see here, the first 2 tech nodes rather have been completed, and they are currently on the tech boss. So we are going to start this off with the tech boss, and we will then go into Mystic and kind of see what happens. So I'm going to go in with my kind of standard Doom 2 tech team. Shuri, Deathstrike, Doc Ock, Dr. Doom, and Kestrel, and let's go in, and I'm actually going to have some better habits, actually. On the first video, I actually wasn't looking at the opponents, and I was kind of just winging it, which is definitely probably a never good thing to do. So we're looking here. I would say probably characters to kind of watch out for. Ultron, we've got bits and pieces of the Axemen, bits and pieces of the Young Avengers, but they're missing Squirrel Girl, so I don't think they should be too much of a big deal. And we also have bits and pieces of the Unlimited X-Men, but it is just Phantom X and Dazzler, which are definitely the weaker ones. So I think probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in here and target Doom first, get Doom down. I would say this node is probably very important to have good communication with your fellow alliance mates, or your lane mates. And I've already been informed that the Doom ult has already been used, and that's basically his time platform. So hopefully going in here, this should be a pretty easy 2-tap, and we should hopefully be able to get into Mystic pretty easily. So we'll see how this node goes once we load in. Alright, we are loaded in. Let's bump this up to 3 times. Alright, so looks like, again, I still think I am going to go after Doom first. Obviously, we have to remove the taunt from Bishop, so we'll do a little turn meter rewind with Lady Deathstrike. And Jesus, that hit. Wow, that was impressive. So poor little Lady Deathstrike just got one-shotted from Bishop over there. That was Bishop's special, which does hit pretty hard. We were able to get kind of some good RNG, and we did get the Doom ult on turn 1. Basically, from using Shuri's special, Doom got the ability energy, so we had some good luck there. We'll go ahead, pop off the special. We've got Doom almost down, so we should be able to go in. He is taunting again, so let's go in with Kestrel's special. Still haven't taken out Bishop. There we go, we got him out through some bleed damage. I'm going to keep on working on Doom just because I don't know where he is turn meter wise, and like I said, I definitely don't want him doing his time platform on me. So that Doom is actually hitting really hard also. So this is definitely, you know, I would say not as easy as the skill and bio sections were as far as like the enemy's power. These guys seem to be hitting really, really hard. Let's go ahead. We've got no choice but to attack Phantom X over here because he still has the taunt going. We'll get some heal blocks out, which they were resisted. Let's get that taunt off. We got a defense down out there. Alright, let's go ahead. We'll flip. Hopefully we got the taunt off Miss Marvel. We did. I'm going to go ahead, and I think I want to get rid of not Bishop. I want to get rid of Beast over here. He is healing quite a lot, and that is going to be annoying. So let's get rid of Bishop, or Beast over here, rather. Pardon that. Whoa. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was insane. And I don't think I got that quit out before Doc Ock dropped. That was crazy. Tech is definitely going to be a problem area, that's for sure. Tech for sure is going to need those Bionic Avengers. I basically just got my ass handed to me. Let's go in, though, and let's finish off this node, hopefully. We're going to go in with some heals. I am using cores for this, which, obviously, if you're having to use cores or heals on a regular basis, that is not sustainable content. So, looking... The alliance I'm in, we currently are at, I think... 46 or 50% completion so far. So, depending on what your individual alliance goals are, if you're just going for, say, 30%, I would not recommend using heals, kind of on a regular basis, unless your alliance has kind of a set push day. But anyway, that's, very alliance specific. Let's go in. I still do think it is important to get Beast down. But something else that's going to be important too is we're going to want to get down that Ultron over there. And luckily, because we are basically two-tapping this, Kestrel has her charge again. So at least on turn 1, Ultron's not going to be able to summon his bots. So he won't be getting that speed up, the offense up, and the defense up. So that should make him actually a little bit more manageable. But it is going to be important, I think, to kind of get him down. So we'll go after Miss Marvel because we have no choice. This should take her out. Perfect. And let's go ahead and get those defense ups. That is going to be, obviously important with how hard these enemies are hitting. We do have the time platform for Doom, so this actually should be maybe a done deal. We're obviously still going to have to deal with Ultron because he has his 1 revive, but we should... Got rid of Bishop, we got rid of Kate. Let's go ahead and slow down Ultron over here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to target Ultron. He is going to be, I think, a little bit more threatening than Echo over here. We'll get a slow on him over here, and yeah, this should be pretty much a done deal. Now, because of the section that Valerian is in, I don't have to worry about cooldowns because I've already done skill. So no cooldowns for Kestrel, and obviously this is the last tech node. So a fairly... simple, I guess. Essentially a 3-shot. So one of my alliance mates went in, basically ate the Doom ult, and then I went in with a double tap. And I think maybe, if the team was built up a little bit more, it might not have been a double tap. But my... tech team isn't the strongest for Valerian. I do have even issues with, kind of 2.1. So, that's kind of, I guess, in line, because this is the same difficulty, essentially, as 2.1. So we're now going to go in, and we are back into the middle section, and I do want a little bit more energy. Hopefully, I can basically get my way to the boss node, and... let's go ahead. We are in the middle still. So what do we have? We have kind of a couple Darkhold members. We've got almost actually a full Darkhold minus Morgan Le Fay, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem. We've got 2 Sinisters and an Emma. So I'd say those are kind of the things to kind of look out for, but I think Darkhold should be able to kind of manage this pretty well. Part of me is like half tempted to like attempt to sim this, but the only thing with that though is obviously on Balerion I am quite low on health packs. I essentially have none, so I don't want to go in and basically burn a attack for no reason. So let's go in with Darkhold. I've actually been liking them a lot better for Mystic. You know, I think it is, especially for people that are kind of coming in a little bit later into the game, possibly where, you know, maybe you missed out on the new warriors, but you were able to get Darkhold. I think Darkhold, oddly enough, I mean, I know they're not built as a raid team, but I think they do quite well in the raids. So let's go ahead. We'll start off with the special. We will get that ability block over here on Emma, as well as with her trauma. So she won't be able to clear negative debuffs now on turn 1. I'm going to go ahead over here and slow Sinister, pop off with the Agatha ultimate, and get a bunch of those negative debuffs. We are going to then go in with Scarlet Witch, extend everything, and I think what I want to do is I want to go after Sinister first. The only risk I would say with running a Darkhold team before Wong taunts is you run into the possibility of Sinister cloning your Morgan Le Fay. Luckily, this Sinister doesn't have any preloaded turn meter, so you don't have to really worry about him going first. So you should be okay. We are stuck now behind Wong's, the enemy Wong's taunt, but I think we've kind of put out enough damage where we should be able to get rid of this Sinister with some splash damage. There we go. First Sinister is down. Let's see. Let's go ahead. We're going to start saving some cooldowns for the next wave. I think I have this wave pretty well controlled, and we do have the ability to, you know, heal up with Scarlet Witch if we need it. But, you know, right now, I think we're looking like we're in a pretty good spot. Yeah, let's go ahead and basically get rid of this Emma over here. And the other thing we are going to want to watch out with, and it's based off of how hard I've been noticing the enemies have been hitting, is I definitely want to watch out for the Doctor Strange Heartless on the enemy side. Luckily, he was quite squishy, and he went down pretty easy. But I imagine with the high damage these characters seem to have, definitely watch out for that when you're doing these fights. But this is so far proving to be pretty easy. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start basically kind of refreshing my cooldowns. I'm going to get rid of this Sinister real quick. And what I also can do is with the multiple men that are kind of, you know, hanging out here, I think what I'm going to do is kind of load up the field with dupes a little bit. And I'm going to get rid of this first multiple man. But now, with these dupes, it actually gives me the opportunity to actually kind of start working on my cooldowns a little bit. So we'll go ahead and target this other one. And basically, the ones I'm kind of really looking at, you know, definitely Wong, having Wong being able to taunt kind of close to turn 1, I think will be important. So I'm going to attack the multiple man, but then I'm going to target the dupe if I don't kill him. Oopsies. Yeah, so died a little too quickly. That is okay, though. I think my team is in pretty good shape. They're all full health. You know, so I think we are in a good position for the next fight. We'll see how important it is to have cooldowns. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the Mystic boss node actually has a Dormammu. So that's definitely something I'm going to want cooldowns for. So let's look real quick. Yeah, that's the one that has the Dormammu, a Gambit, basically most of the unlimited X-Men minus Rogue. So this is definitely a node I'm going to want cooldowns for. So we're going to go into node 2 and kind of keep that in mind. Nothing too crazy here. We've got a bunch of Kates, a Magneto, which is going to be a turn 1 blind, but with Wong, we should be able to clear that. So yeah, this node shouldn't be too bad, which I guess are famous last words. We'll see how we do. Let's go ahead and load in. So far, just to, I guess, kind of recap on the first day, I guess, of my attempt in Doom 3, skill, pretty easy. I think, again, there was some misplays on my part. Bio, kind of similar. I think there was some misplays, rather, on the... I think it was the boss node with the Icarus. There was a bit of a misplay there. Tech, definitely a bit on the harder side. And it looks like Mystic so far has been kind of easy. Easy so far. So we were able to land an ability block with Morgan Le Fay. Let's go ahead, pop off some stuns, and just some really nice damage. And yeah, we're doing pretty good so far. Let's see, we've got no choice now, but we are stuck behind a Miss Marvel taunt, which is okay. That should be going pretty quickly. Again, still stuck behind Miss Marvel over here. And I also mentioned it on the other video. It does seem like these nodes are, they do have less enemies, which I think is nice. I think that kind of, once you get to the point where you're able to kind of comfortably handle these nodes, I don't think they're going to take as long. They may... Well, not that they may. They obviously will scale up in difficulty as you increase, but these don't seem to be, built as nodes that are going to be kind of down to the wire, where, with the mutant nodes, like Mutant 2 and the Boss Mutant node, sometimes it comes down to, like, the last 30 seconds, and it, like, requires you to slap it on auto. Otherwise you basically just, like, don't play fast enough. So I haven't really run into that too much here. Obviously, I think I did time out with the one bio node, but again, I think that was more a culmination of, like, me talking and being unfamiliar with these nodes and kind of not attacking on autopilot. So we've got 16 out of 19. So, oh, that sucks. We lost Doctor Strange over here. That was unfortunate. He did get kind of spam targeted on that. So that might just be... I'm going to kind of chalk that up to maybe some bad RNG, but let's see. Luckily, DSH is not, like, pivotal to this team working. And we lost Agatha. Goodness. This is definitely, again, I think, a factor of just how hard these enemies hit. If they're not controlled, it looks like. Yeah, so let's see. We might be able to manage... Nope, we are going to bail out of this. That is not looking cute. Again, maybe kind of a factor of where Balerion is. Balerion, like I said, is my weakest of the 3 accounts. So typically, if anyone is going to struggle, it's going to be Balerion. He is, as I mentioned, the weakest. He's only about 12 million, I think getting close to 13 million, but 12 million TCP and, a very focused kind of roster. So let's see, we will go in. Again, we are, like, burning through cores on this one, but it's okay. It's, for the video. So, but, for me, what this is basically telling me as a player is for Balerion, this content is not sustainable at a, like 60% or higher. I can definitely obviously manage the 30%. That doesn't seem to be all that complicated. But 60% for Balerion might be a little bit much. And, I do have a raid lane partner. So, kind of in the future, that might be something I'm relying on, maybe a little bit more. Is that, I'm kind of going in with the first tap and, letting my raid partner, help me out a little bit. And then... the other 2 lane mates, we will basically kind of quadruple tap the boss node, I guess, if needed. And I think that's going to be kind of important as you are getting accustomed to these raids. And I definitely think the other thing, too, that'll probably help is, taking your raid teams to level 90, once you do get to that point, your characters are going to get a significant stat boost, and, their health will go up, and so I think that'll definitely help a little bit also. So we're going to go in, hopefully we should be able to finish this node, and I think I am going to be a glutton, and I think I'm actually going to refresh again, that way I am able to attempt the boss node. I just want to kind of see, what it's like. It'll be, at that point I'll have attempted the bio boss node, the tech boss node, and the mystic boss node. So I think that'll kind of really give me a nice idea as a player, just kind of where my raid teams are lacking and, what I specifically need to work on. So looking here, again, I think the problem one to watch out for is Magneto, and America Chavez is, with her ultimate, I think probably going to hit very hard. So she is going to be my next target. And let's actually just go in and stun her. That way we don't have to worry about her doing that ult, and probably deleting someone would be my guess. And I honestly, wasn't paying too much attention as to, like, who deleted Agatha the last time. It's definitely something I need to go back and I'll watch. And one of the cool things, I guess, about making these videos is I'm able to even go back myself personally and, I'll rewatch and just look at it and be like, oh, I could have done this, or I could have done this instead, or maybe I should have saved this for, when that wave dropped, or, whatnot. So it is very helpful. And, with new raids, the key is kind of repetition and just kind of learning the new content. And I think as a player personally, I don't want content, especially new content, to be too easy, because, if D2 is any indication, I mean, we were on that raid, I think, easily over a year. So when you're playing something for a year, if you're able to finish it, like, if you're able to figure it out and have it become, like, muscle memory, probably within, like, the first week, personally, I find that a little boring. I like to have, a little bit of a struggle. I don't want it to be insane, but I want it to be kind of a puzzle to figure out. And so far, that's kind of the vibes I'm getting for D3. I'm kind of seeing where my roster is lacking, what I need to work on, and, just what were misplays on my part. So we managed to do this node, I think, okay. I'm going to definitely go back and kind of see what happened, if it was bad RNG that my Doctor Strange Heartless kind of got nuked like that, or if it was something specific. So that's something I will need to kind of take a look at. But the second tap went pretty well, and that's definitely something I've noticed on these nodes, is that even when I am kind of maybe wiping on the first attempt, the second attempt is pretty easy cleanup. It doesn't seem to be as much of a struggle. So we'll go in, we will do this last little bit of a refresh and, get in this Mystic boss node and see how we do. Pending on how that goes, if I am able to kind of get more energy, if I'm able to, get this one done, if I have more energy by the end of the night before I go to bed, I will attempt a mutant node, but no promises on that. We'll see basically how this team does. I am thinking too, there might be some merit to bringing in new warriors as well. That's something else certainly worth testing. Just kind of thinking about it with how hard the enemies are hitting, having those blinds from both cloak and dagger might, be important. And they might actually handle these nodes just a little bit better, just because of, the nature, I guess, of how those characters work. So let's see. I want to get the Disrupted on Miss Marvel. And I think what's going to be really important to make this a 2-tap is actually going to be getting rid of Dormammu. I think is what's going to be kind of essential. So we're going to go after Dormammu first. That way, if I'm not able to one-tap this, at least the person going in should have an easier time. So we're going to go ahead and extend all those debuffs, and I do apologize, we are starting to get a little bit of lag on BlueStacks, but we will hopefully muscle through it. We're going to go ahead and get the taunt on Wong and at least kind of direct most of the damage in his direction. Of the characters on Darkhold, he is probably going to be the one most capable to take a couple hits without, basically getting one-shotted, as has kind of happened on these Doom 3 nodes. So we will keep on keeping on. Let's see, we're stuck behind a taunt, but let's go ahead and do the special and reset time meter. Part of this, it should get rid of the dupes, which it looks like it got rid of all of them. We're able to kind of reset everyone's turn meter a little bit, and we were also able now to get Dormammu down into the yellow. So looks like from a quick little look, I think Miss Marvel has the most debuffs from what I can see. So we're going to do the ult with targeting Miss Marvel, and hopefully this will get rid of Dormammu. All right, we got rid of Dormammu. So now, even if I am not able to finish this node, whoever goes in behind me is going to have a much easier time, because these characters are not going to all have a double revive, basically where they all die and they come back. So this node, if I'm looking at it, probably if any nodes are going to need a two-shot, it might be this one, as far as, worrying about having to time out. This is definitely probably one of the ones that might be the case. I'll be curious if we should be able to get rid of this wave. When the next wave drops, I'll be real curious if they have the revive once as well. I don't know if Dormammu's passive persists after he dies with new enemies coming to the field. So we'll see that too. That'll be kind of, I think, really interesting. Let's go ahead and do the special, basically to heal up Wong. And my goal now still is to get rid of Black Bolt. You noticed he was the one that kind of hit Wong and was able to knock out a lot of his health. Let's go ahead and get rid of Miss Marvel, so we lose that, random taunting. And let's see. Let's get rid of that. We're going to save cooldowns, I think, for the next wave, is my plan. Quake we can get rid of, and Multiple. Let's go ahead and get rid of Multiple Man. I'm getting tired of all these dupes. And there we go. Let's get rid of Quake, and she will go down and die. And then we just have to basically double tap Polaris over here. And so basically the retaliations from Wong are enough to get rid of the dupes. So really no worries there. Alright, cool. So looking at that, they do not get the revive, because Dormammu's already dead. So what I'm definitely going to say on this node, getting rid of Dormammu is probably the, how you're going to win this node, basically. So I am, I think, going to time out. Let's see if we are able to. I don't think we'll be able to kind of get rid of these last guys, but this will be a really easy cleanup for whoever kind of comes into this node behind me. We did lose our Agatha. I am gonna... Wong got his ult off, or not Wong, Shang-Chi got his ult off over here, so that should be okay. Let's see if Scarlet Witch is going to live through that. She did. I'm going to get rid of Maria Hill over here to, again, hopefully make this an easier next attempt for the next person. And I am going to now go again in and try to get rid of the Shang-Chi. Okay, yeah, that went south. I'm going to let everyone die, because I'm not too worried about that. Yeah, so what I would maybe suggest, kind of a way maybe to hack this node, and it's something I'm going to have to test, obviously, to see if it works, but what might end up happening is once you drop the enemy Dormammu, it might actually be better if you are going to have to two-tap the node to then basically quit out, and I'd be really curious if the enemies would still have that revive once. I honestly don't know. So that might be something to think about. But yeah, so I am going to essentially kind of pause the video here and see if anyone kind of comes in and does this second tap, and maybe I'll then be able to kind of attempt a mutant node. So the next time you see me, I will either be attempting a mutant node or giving essentially the outro. So I will be back in just a second. And we're back, y'all. Looks like the last node is not going to be getting completed tonight, at least. Am getting a bit on the tired side, so just kind of to do a quick little recap. And if the raid is still going on when I get up tomorrow, which it should be, and there are still mutant nodes available, I will go ahead and give mutant a try. However, this is probably going to end my first impressions of the tech/mystic section. If you do have any questions, comments, concerns, as always, you can feel free to leave them down in the comment section, or you can reach out to me on Discord, and that's going to be pretty much about it. So if you did find this video helpful, interesting, or anything of the sorts, feel free to please like and subscribe. As always, I want to thank you so much for watching. Hope everyone is having a good week. Have a safe weekend, and take it easy.